For 30-plus years, Cataldi anchored Philadelphia's morning sports talk radio show, his daily dose of unfiltered honesty giving voice to a fan base that could never be accused of being a little bit sunny. Cataldi retired in 2022, at the end of an uncomfortably blissful year in which the Phillies made the World Series and the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. The sports world went on without him, and he happily went on without it, doting on his grandkids and enjoying his time on the Jersey Shore. And then on an otherwise obscure Friday morning, Cataldi's son, Neil, called to tell his pop that LeBron James ended his free agent roadshow to announce he was coming to Philadelphia. As he always did in his radio days, Cataldi immediately put his finger on the pulse of the city's reaction. "You're kidding, right?" Cataldi told Neil. "That didn't really happen, did it?" "That is it entirely. The chosen one chose Philly, a city that nearly prides itself on not being choosable. The long-suffering geographic middle child stuff between New York and Washington, D.C., Philadelphia does not do bougie because bougie doesn't do Philly." Toothless Bobby Clark became the face of the Broad Street Bullies when he led the Flyers to back-to-back Stanley Cups. And among the stars for the 1980s World Series winning Phillies was Tug McGraw, a long-haired closer who, a year earlier, owned a 4.51 ERA. The 1993 Phils were a bunch of ragamuffins, anchored by Lenny Dykstra and Mitch "Wild Thing" Williams. In 2018, the Eagles won the Super Bowl on a trick play executed by a one-time third-round pick quarterback who got ditched a season earlier by the Kansas City Chiefs. When they won it all again in 2025, Kevin Hart danced around the stage, not Taylor Swift. Yes, Bryce Harper opted for the Phillies in 2019, years after Terrell Owens signed up for the Eagles in 2004. And then wound up doing sit-ups in his driveway in protest a season later. But this is LeBron James, on the shortest short list of NBA greatest of all time, and a generational one-name-only athlete alongside Tiger, Brady, and Serena. He's going to practice in Camden. He's going to drive on the Schuylkill. Pats or Genos? Wait, could he end the debate? Some 345 years ago, a king, Charles II of England, granted a piece of land to Billy Penn to offset some debts. Penn sailed up the Delaware River and founded Philadelphia. Now King James is calling Philadelphia home. It is entirely preposterous, a psyche-shaking upset that long has preferred the brotherly shove to the love. So big is James he did the unthinkable. A week before training camp, he stole the headlines from the Eagles. All of this absurdity is underscored by the fact that James chose the Sixers. If Philly hasn't changed its ethos, it has at least seen its fortunes improve. The Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 8 years, and the Phillies won the World Series in 2008 and played in it in 2009 and 2022. Even the young Flyers won a playoff round this year.